As the fight against terror heightens across the country, a terror suspect surrendered himself to the police, claiming to have crucial information with regard to operations of Al-Qaeda and Al-Shabaab terror groups both within the country and across the borders. Peter Wangondu Kiambati alias Abdallah Mohammed hails from Wenjen Dindika village in Kinambi area of Laikipia County, and he says that he left the country in 2006 to look for a job in the neighboring Somalia where he worked as an English teacher. Confirming the incident, Nyandarua North OCPD Benjamin Osongo said police had intelligence of a man within the area who had been training in Somalia, and before they could arrest him, he presented himself at the station. According to the police, the man was also in possession of a passport that shows he has widely traveled to over 30 countries around the world. In Mombasa, 24 Somali citizens have been sentenced to 7 years in prison for piracy in the Indian Ocean by a Mombasa law court.
4 years in prison.
While issuing the sentence, Senior Principal Magistrate Richard Odenyo stated that the court had considered evidence presented by the state and found that the accused persons were guilty of attacking a vessel in the high seas which they intended to use as a mother vessel to carry out piracy activities on the high seas of Oman. The 24-year-old men were accused of attacking vessel FV Aria on October 20, 2010 upon the high seas of Oman while armed with AK-47 rifles, and at the time of such act used violence against the crew of the said vessel. In Kisumu, 2 warring groups have reconciled and vowed to push for peace and development in the county. The 2 groups, popularly known as China Squad and American Marine, were joined by hundreds of people in Kisumu City where they held a peaceful demonstration. Organizers of the demonstration called for the country's security to be tightened and leaders to shun politics and work for the people. The demonstrators also sought to welcome the president and any other person keen on developing the region to visit the county. In Nairobi, transport was disrupted Thursday morning along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway after a tanker transporting oil to Nairobi at General Motors on Mombasa Road spilled oil on the road. According to eyewitnesses, the accident happened when the truck driver was trying to avoid hitting a pedestrian. The accident caused a huge traffic snarl-up, leaving commuters stranded. Motorists were forced to wait for hours as their safety was ensured by the Mavoko Municipal Council fire services following the morning accident. The process was delayed as firefighters tried to control people trying to siphon fuel from the overturned truck. And finally, over 20 people are undergoing treatment at Mutuwati Sub-District Hospital in Meru County after consuming uninspected meat. Those identified say they bought the meat from an area farmer who had slaughtered one of their cows, but little did they know that the meat was not inspected by a licensed meat inspector. Most of the victims, including children, are in stable condition, and no life was lost following the incident.